Hey guys, it's your boy Mark Sanders back with another video. Today is October 14th, 2022. I just watched Halloween Ends, the final film, supposedly, of the new David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy. I just finished watching it, and I gotta tell you guys that I've only watched the first trailer for this movie, honestly. I don't believe I watched the other whatever other trailers released for this. So I don't know if what I'm going to say is going to be spoiler or not, but I do think I'm going to say a lot of stuff actually that I think would be considered major spoilers. You know what I mean? So just to absolutely warn you, I'm not intending to, but I do think I'm going to say stuff that you will consider absolute spoilers. I only watched the first trailer and all that. Truth be told, I'm not really a fan of this new Halloween trilogy. I would have much preferred they did a Rob Zombie's Halloween 3, honestly, even though I didn't like the second one at all. But I did see the Halloween 2018 in cinemas, and it was cool to see Michael Myers on the big screen. I'll say that. I don't really like the second one, although it does have quite a few moments like kills and all that I thought were pretty cool. And this review is frustrating because I gotta say, when I was watching this movie, like in the middle of it, I was absolutely loving it. I'm not gonna lie, I was absolutely loving it, loving every bit about it. And then the final act. The final act really just soured this whole thing for me. And I know a lot of people are saying this is divisive. This is absolutely going to be divisive. This is going to make people pissed. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. And it's frustrating because I genuinely was really loving this movie. Like, I think even still, even with what to me was a really crap final act, I'd probably say it still is my favorite of the trilogy, the new trilogy, or technically called trilogy, but if we're going that route, then obviously the original 1978 one is not even close to the best. But who knows? Maybe this won't even be the final film in this new Halloween trilogy. In my original review for the 2018 film, I was praising it, but honestly, that was a different me. Alright, that was a me that would just for the most part, just say whatever whatever the popular opinion was. You know, I was pretty scared, honestly, to have my own opinion. Now I realize that's the whole point of reviews, is to tell your opinion. Something I dang well should have realized so much earlier. So this really was frustrating because I was genuinely loving this movie in the middle of it, and then when the final act happened, it just really threw me for a loop, and it just soured. I think I've already said that it did sour the crap out of me. I gotta say. But this film, what praises do I have for this film? I really enjoyed the fact that this was a time jump, as opposed to being set in the exact same night like Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills was. You know what I mean? Because it was nice to see how different this was from those first two movies. And in the middle of it, I was really super loving it. And even though I probably even then could see why a lot of people probably wouldn't be liking it. You know? And hey, I even then, I was planning on saying in this review that I'm genuinely sorry about that. If you loved the first two films and really hated this one, even in the middle of it when I personally was loving it, you know, because it went up my personal alley. If you guys didn't, I'm sorry. But But Michael Myers. It's been 4 years since, and COVID doesn't play a role in this movie at all, like the movie story, like as was rumored. But it had been 4 years. You know, the main character of this one is Corey, and he was by far my favorite character in this film. Kind of confused as to why they wrote this like whole character in the first place. Like, I was really like just loving his character and where he was going, and then what they did with him in the final act. Like, what the heck? Why? It was like, after this film ended, you know, I was, in a way, like I had more questions than answers. This film was like going like every bit of what was like perfect to me until the freaking final act. I know I'm focusing so much on the final act, and I apologize. This is a completely improvised review, by the way. But you know what they say, like movie endings, they really just hit you different, don't they? As opposed to like the rest of the movie. Honestly, like there is this certain character who like basically like kills himself, like at the start of the final act, and then it looks like he was murdered, and then honestly, if like the movie ended like, and then when another character walks in and sees what appears to be a murder, and then that character that is seemingly a murderer gets all like horribly and horrifyingly emotional and all that. If the movie ended right there, 10 out of 10. But everything after that just tainted the heck out of this for me. That's how I feel personally. I love the character of Corey. The town was giving him so much shit. And I feel stuff like that. I believe I said that in my Hotel 2022 review, which is a movie my boy Caleb Robinson made, which I highly recommend, by the way. This video is not sponsored or anything, just... Anyway, how in that review I did say, like, I feel that when, like, it really feels like just the whole world hates you. You know? And I felt that so much for Corey. And I was rooting for him the whole time. Everything that was going on, there was so many... The townspeople were such scumbags in this movie. I really honestly feel that. They were such assholes. They were such pieces of garbage. They did nothing but treat him like crap. Alright, even when he was still trying to be nice, he made a mistake. You know, even though I thought the frickin' little shit had it coming. You know, just no one would stop, like, ostracizing him for it. I don't think I know exactly what that word actually means, but it just sounds like the right thing to say. Just endless crap. He's trying to be nice, and they won't stop giving him shit. You know what I mean? So I felt for him, and whenever some shit happened to, you know, people who gave him shit in this movie, that was just epic to me. That just had me like, oh my god, I love that so much. Love that so much. Far out. And it was just so like, oh my gosh, I was like in love. I was like, yo, this is just perfect. This is a perfect movie. Just everything up until, you know, the part I was saying in the final act. Like, if the movie had ended right there, 10 out of 10. But because of the freaking final act, it taints it so much. Like, I have no clue what I rate this. I would still probably say it's my favorite of the new trilogy. And, yeah, it's gonna be so freaking divisive. And even then, when I saw, like, what was going on in the final act, and I was like, alright, are you gonna pull one more twist to, like, save this, in my eyes, a horrible final act to me? And it did not happen. That did not happen. I even skipped to the end of the credits to see if there was like a post-credit scene or something, and it was like, it really felt like it was almost like, all right, this movie, in a way, it was like just let's just get this over with. In a way, like, I don't know. Like, I hope what I'm saying kind of makes sense. In fact, I don't think I'm trying to perceive this review from like someone's like, as if someone was listening to this review's perspective, and I don't think I'm making quite sense. But I don't know what else to say. I think I've said, and it was so satisfying when like people who treated Corey like crap got stuff happen to them. I really loved Laurie Strode's granddaughter in this until the final act. You know what I mean? And Laurie Strode herself, I liked her up to a point. And then up to that certain point when... I think that would be a bit much, but up to a certain point, I'll just say a certain point, that's when I was like, you bitch. And I wanted her to die. I really did. But, yeah, Michael himself. I was about to say something about Michael Myers. When he does show up, it's awesome. And we kind of see him in a slightly different light as opposed to previously, you know what I mean? But I just hope this review is turning out good. I feel like I'm doing my best to, you know what I mean? I guess other positives, I think I did say that the score was absolutely beautiful, like the Halloween Ends, I guess, version of the Halloween theme. I just thought it was absolutely beautiful. I loved it so much. It was just adding so much more. And, yeah. Basically, perfect film up to, like, right after the start of the final act. And then after that, I just was like, no, you're screwing everything up. It was like, this film was like WrestleMania 34 up to, basically WrestleMania 34 up to when Undertaker's entrance happened. And then the rest of the show after that, you know how the rest of the show after that became shit, but everything before that show was pretty dang good. And that was like what this movie did to me. Although there was much more great stuff, if you like to compress the whole film together. Like WrestleMania 34 was like, first 40% was like real good stuff. The rest, absolute trash. But here in this case, the trash, even though it was very, like, impactful trash, right at the end, you know what I mean? I don't know what to rate this film. Like, to me, it was so perfect up until, I've said that a billion times already, but, yeah, I guess this new Halloween trilogy is over, and I guess that is Jamie Lee Curtis's final, thing as Laurie Strode. And, I'm sure we'll get another Halloween film eventually. Maybe it'll be a new reboot or something like that. But, yeah, that final act really bamboozled me. But, what can you do? I wasn't like... I was thinking, like, when I heard about how divisive this film was going to be, and then, like... I was loving it. Then the final act... Oh, man, I did actually have something in mind, but my stupid brain freaking made me forget. And, you know what I mean? So yeah, I am glad to have at least gotten my reviews for all three David Gordon Green Halloween films up. And yeah, I don't know what more to say. I'm your boy Mark. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out, y'all.